the state is preempted by the federal government from doing. The state can't do this. Federal government ruled against the activist Hispanic organizations, and they appealed up to the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals, three-judge panel in the Ninth Circuit. And what really, and when I told conservative friends I have about this, they couldn't believe that the liberal Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals would do it. But the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that that was the law in Arizona was constitutional. And that, and that's what we live in the Ninth Circuit. If it's constitutional in Arizona, it's constitutional in California. So this is great. So when I found the Lancaster, now to go back to the land, when I found the Lancaster statute, I thought I was actually going to write a statute, try and write a statute on the Arizona law. I'm not an attorney, but so I was going to try and do that, and I was researching. I found the Lancaster statute, and I said, I don't have to write anything. All I have to do is where it says City of Lancaster, put City of Menifee. That's all there is to it, really. And so I took this. I believe I took to our city council. I took the Lancaster law, the Lancaster staff report, and the Ninth Circuit Court. No, I didn't take the Ninth Circuit decision. I took the staff report, the Lancaster law, and a copy of the LA Times article. And on the paper that I gave you that says how to stop illegal, you have the Ninth Circuit, you have the Lancaster law, you have an excerpt from the staff report. The only thing you don't have is the LA Times article. But on the little thing it says how to stop illegal immigration, there's links to all that stuff. You can find the LA Times article if you want. So what I did is I got 5 manila envelopes and I put those 3 things in the manila envelope, and I went down to the city council meeting and went up to the clerk and I said, I want to give these things to the city council because I'm going to talk to them about it. She said, yeah, okay. She passed it out to all 5 city council people. And you know what, frankly, I was kind of just going through the motions. I expected them to say, well, yeah, you know, we're not, yeah, that's okay, but it's not for us, or something like that. But I wanted to go try because, you know, look, it's a whole lot easier to get, it's a whole lot easier to get 3 votes on the city council than to get 3,300 signatures on an initiative petition. So on the non-agenda items, they only, in Menifee, and probably in a lot of cities, they only give you 3 minutes to talk to them. So I gave my 3-minute spiel, and I asked the council, I said, look, can we work together on this? And much to my surprise, Mayor Edgerton said, we can do that? Listen, city councils, I don't know how the city council is in Yucaipa, but it's probably the same way. We have part-time city council people. The mayor teaches over at the college. The other council member's a high school teacher. One of them's a laid-off teacher. I don't know what the other 2 do. But they're part-time council people, and they're not. I don't believe any of them are attorneys. And not only they're not attorneys, you know, that's a specialized arcane area of the law. It's immigration law. It wasn't public. They really did. They honestly didn't know they had the authority to do it. So, and frankly, I don't think they believed me when I told them, because the mayor turned to the city manager and said, George Wentz, that's our city manager's name, he said, George, would you check this out, report back to the council to see if we can do this? He said yes. I was surprised. I was shocked. I was pleasantly pleased. So I believe 4 weeks went by, and they had it back on the city council agenda that they were going to, the city managers were going to make a report. So I got a bunch of my friends from a group like this. There probably only 8 or 10 of us went down to the council meeting, but that's all right. Only 4 signed up to speak, right? And the city manager made his report, and essentially he just gave him another newspaper article from the San Bernardino Sun, which I hadn't found, and he told him, yeah, City of Lancaster did this. It's legal. You guys can do it if you want to do it. And so then we got up, 4 of us. Yeah, maybe I should backtrack. Let me backtrack a bit. in between the first time I went to the city council and the second time I went to the city council, 8 of us went down to the city of Riverside and did the same thing down at the city of Riverside council, because we had a lady that was at the 912 group that lived in Riverside. She wanted to do it, so we went down to support her in doing that. So anyhow, we went back to the Menifee council. We went back to the Menifee council, and we got this 4 of us got up, and we just, again, for 3 minutes each, and we gave our spiel to the city council why we wanted it. And also in the intervening weeks, the vice mayor, when I was down at the Target collecting signatures, he came up to me, and when he was signing the petition, you know, we have, right, at least at this time, our council are elected at large, so he's my councilman. And I said, well, look, will you put this on the agenda? And he said, yeah, I will. And the way it works over in Menifee is the way it works in practice is the city manager and the mayor and the vice mayor decide what goes on the agenda. But either the mayor or the vice mayor unilaterally, I think, can put something on the agenda. Or if 3 council people agree to put something on the agenda, they can do it regardless of what the city manager. And it's probably a little bit different in every city. You have to call up your city and ask, but it takes either the mayor or a couple of council people can put it on the agenda. And once it's put on the agenda, then you can go down, the public can go down and discuss it. So anyhow, we went down after he made his report, and we said our thing. The council took a vote, and they voted 5-0 after they each gave a little speech. You can actually, there's a link to that on the paper that I gave you if you want to go. I filmed what the council said. Where's my paper? Oh. The YouTube thing, YouTube link, second from the bottom one up. When you go home, you can read. You can actually see what our council. I got them on tape. I don't know if they liked it too much, but they couldn't do anything about it. So I got them on tape, and you can watch how they voted and what they said. And they voted 5-0, and they ordered the city manager to draft an ordinance. And they also said that they were going. Our city, Menifee, belongs to what they call the Southwest Cities Coalition. And they said they're going to go to the Southwest City Coalition and tell the other cities, the neighboring cities around us, what they're going to do, and encourage them to do it, and tell them, regardless of what they do, they're going to do it anyhow. So the law is not actually into effect, but it's pretty much a done deal. So I know where the sympathies of the council lay. There's a couple of concerns. Our mayor's concerned about what he calls unintended consequences. So I'm going to contact the Lancaster about that and see if I can get some kind of statement from their mayor. One of our council people is a little bit concerned about what the cost would be, but I think that's easily addressed. So that's what we did. And that's how simple it was. And I'm telling you, your local city council, in all likelihood, your local city council people do not realize they have the authority to do this. They do not realize they have the authority. So what you have to do is you have to go down to your council, you have to educate them and say, look, you can do this. We're in the 9th Circuit. 9th Circuit says we can do it. The city of Lancaster has done it. The city of Menifee is on the verge of passing it. And tell them you want it done. You can go down, I believe, Keith, where'd Keith go?
The city council meets next Monday. If any of you would like to get started.
Yeah, I believe he went down and did you address him on a yeah, Keith addressed it. What they do on a non-agenda item in some city council. When we went down to Riverside, we addressed it. Non-agenda means you talk to them and they just sit there and listen and they don't say anything, basically. And I think that's like a rule they have or something. Yeah. Riverside didn't say anything, but after we left, I heard that even 2 of the districts over in Riverside, 2 of the wards over there expressed sympathy for what we were saying, but we didn't stay for the whole meeting. And you know what?